I've been tracing the patterns of the cracks across the floor, counting every heartbeat that isn't steady anymore. I remember how you looked at me when the light was soft and gold, and the promises we whispered that we swore would never fold. But the air has turned to winter in the middle of the room, and I'm watching how the shadows start to dictate every bloom. I could point a finger at you, I could scream into the dark, I could claim you were the one who went and fanned the dying spark. But the silence here is heavier than any word you said, and I'm tangled in the memories of the life that we once led. The warning signs were written in a language I chose not to read. I followed every footprint, even where they didn't lead. Now the salt is in the water and the tide is pulling back, and I'm standing on the shoreline watching everything turn black. I don't blame you for the way you let the fire turn to gray, or for the coldness in your goodbye as you turn to walk away. I don't blame you for the silence, or the distance, or the sting, for the winter that you ushered in, and the end of everything. No, I don't blame you for hurting me. I've moved past that regret. I blame myself for thinking you wouldn't, and that's the hardest step. I built a house of glass, and then I handed you the stone. I convinced myself that I was safe, that I'd never be alone. I ignored the way your voice would change when I spoke about the years. I filtered out the warnings, and I bottled up the fears. You were only being human, being fragile, being true to the parts of you that couldn't hold the weight I gave to you. But I put you on a pedestal, and I painted you in light. Then I acted so surprised when you vanished in the night. It's a bitter kind of medicine to realize at the end that I broke my own heart, waiting for a heart that couldn't bend. The warning signs were written in a language I chose not to read. I followed every footprint, even where they didn't lead. Now the salt is in the water and the tide is pulling back, and I'm standing on the shoreline watching everything turn black. I don't blame you for the way you let the fire turn to gray, or for the coldness in your goodbye as you turn to walk away. I don't blame you for the silence, or the distance, or the sting, for the winter that you ushered in, and the end of everything. No, I don't blame you for hurting me. I've moved past that regret. I blame myself for thinking you wouldn't, and that's the hardest step. It's the ghost of my own hope that haunts me most of all. The way I lean so heavily against a crumbling wall. I knew the risk of loving, I knew the price of trust, but I convinced myself that we were more than just the dust. It's not the wound that's burning, it's the way I let it in, knowing exactly where the ending was before we could begin. Don't blame you for the way you let the fire turn to gray, or for the coldness in your goodbye as you turn to walk away. I don't blame you for the silence, or the distance, or the sting, for the winter that you that's the hardest step. I blame myself. I thought you were the exception, but the mirror doesn't lie. I don't blame you, I should have known.